please, I'm your mother. Madam, I don't know you. Please leave my office. Oma, it's me. Look at me well. Security, take her away.
5 years ago, this same woman sold everything she had for that same daughter. Today, that daughter just says she doesn't know her. How did this get to this point? Let's go back to the beginning. In Onitsha main market, 5 in the morning, before sunrise, before any noise, before anyone else even woke up, Mama Oma was already there. Neighbors will always ask,
Mama, why don't you rest more? Rest. Will rest pay Oma's school fees?
That was Mama Oma for you. Her husband died when Oma was only 6 years old. No money, no backup plan, just one leaking roof and one daughter she swore would never suffer the way she suffered. People forget that sacrifice doesn't always look like sacrifice. Sometimes it's just like a woman selling her dead husband gold watch without even blinking.
Adazi, that watch is the only thing your husband left behind. Oma needs textbooks. The watch cannot read books for her.
By morning, the watch was gone. That was the kind of mother she was. The kind who turned her unpaid into school fees and called it a normal thing. And Oma, she was a very sharp girl. The kind of girl teachers remember years after. Every time a report card came home, my mama heard it like it was the Bible. Distinction, distinction, distinction. She traced the words with her fingers, even though she herself never finished primary school. Oma will always say, Mama, you don't even understand half of this. My mama will reply, I don't need to understand it. I just need to know it is yours, my daughter. Then the day came. Oma ran into the house shouting, Mama, I passed! University of Nigeria! Mama, I got admission! The whole compound heard Mama Oma screamed back. She grabbed her daughter, spun her around, almost tripled over her own slippers. Neighbors rushed out. Someone brought a drink. People danced right outside their door. That night alone, Mama Oma looked up at the sky and whispered, My husband, did you see your daughter? She made it. I didn't fail her. But money came carrying a bill that shook her hands. Acceptance fee, hostel fee, books, feeding money. She added the figures twice, hoping the number would somehow change. It didn't. She said nothing to Oma. She simply tied her wrapper tightly and went back to the market. Because that was how Mama Oma handled fear. She turned it into hard work. The money Oma left for school, Mama Oma held her daughter's face in both hands by the car door. Don't forget where you came from, oh, Oma said. Never, Mama. I promise you, never. Oma got into the car. She waved through the window as it pulled away. Mama Oma waved back. I kept waving long after the car disappeared. She stood there alone on that empty road, one hand on her chest. Then she picked up her basket and walked back to the market.
Oma, it's been 3 weeks. Why are you not picking my calls?
Mama, I'm busy. Work is much.
Busy that you cannot call your own mother.
Mama, please, I'll call you back.
She did not call back that night or even the next day. This is how this dance begins. Not with one big fight, but with silence that nobody notices until it becomes normal. The first time Oma came home from school, everybody gathered to welcome her.
Ah, our graduate in waiting is around. Hi, it's so good to be home. We are so proud of her. Come, let's celebrate. Thank you.
But something was different. Oma's bag was new. Her shoes were new. Her English had a small accent now that wasn't there before.
Mama, this house still smells like fish and pepper. It's the market smell. It doesn't go easily.
Oma didn't respond. She simply opened the window. My mama noticed. She said nothing. She told herself school changes people small. It would settle. Back at school, Oma was meeting a different class of people. Children of senators, children of businessmen, roommates who traveled abroad every December.
Oma, you're coming for the trip to Dubai this Christmas?
I have something at home. Oh, your village thing?
Oma laughed it off. But that word village stayed with her longer than she admitted. She started watching how the rich people speak, how they dressed, how they carry themselves like the world owned them comfort. And slowly, without realizing it, Oma began to feel ashamed of where comfort had never existed for her. Meanwhile, in Onitsha, Mama Oma's life had not changed one bit. Same market, same basket, same 5 a.m. every morning. Except now, She carried it alone, with no daughter's laughter waiting for her at home.
Mama, you look tired today, oh. Tired is normal. As long as Oma is fine, I am fine.
She believed that. She needed to believe that. Every week, she sent whatever she could. Sometimes it meant skipping her own meals. Sometimes it meant borrowing from Mama Choma just to balance before month's end. She never told Oma any of this. Months passed. Oma's call grew shorter.
How is school? Fine, Mama. You're eating well? Yes, Mama. I have to go. We have a group meeting.
The calls that used to last an hour now lasted 3 minutes. Mama Oma began timing herself. She learned to say the important things fast. Peace, health, love before her daughter's voice trailed off into distraction. One evening, Oma sat among her new friends, laughing at something on someone's phone.
Oma, your mother calls you every single day. Is everything okay at home? She just worries too much. Village mentality.
Laughter followed. Oma laughed too. But somewhere far away, in a one-room apartment with a single bulb, her mother was praying for her safety before sleeping, the same way she had every night since Oma was 6 years old. As final year approached, the financial pressure grew heavier. Project money, departmental dues, graduation gown deposit. Mama Oma sat one night with her usual pen and paper, adding figures that refused to add up kindly. She picked up her phone to call Oma. Not to complain, just to hear her voice. The call rang, but no answer. She dropped the phone gently on the bed, the way someone drops something they are trying not to break further.
She's probably reading. She's probably busy.
She told herself that. She always told herself that. But deep inside, a small fear had begun to grow quiet as a weed, easy to ignore, until one day, it wouldn't be ignorable anymore.
Mama Oma, when last did Oma call you? She called last week. Last week, just once? She is busy. Lagos is not easy.
She said it with a smile, but everyone on that street knew the truth. A daughter who calls once a week doesn't miss her mother. She just doesn't want to feel guilty. Oma's graduation day came. It was a big day, a beautiful day. Hundreds of students in their gowns, proud families filling the field, music, photographs, laughter everywhere. Mama Oma was not there. She had saved money for the transport. She had pressed her best wrapper 3 times. She had told every neighbor on the street, I am going to Lagos to watch my daughter's graduation. But 3 days before, Oma called.
Mama, the ceremony is very long and the sun is too much. You will stress yourself. Oma, I want to come. Let me come. Mama, please, I'll send pictures. You'll see everything.
The pictures never came. Mama Oma sat alone in her room that graduation day, still wearing her pressed wrapper, eating her soup alone. Imagine what her daughter looked like in that gown. She didn't cry. She sat there quietly. And that silence was louder than any cry could ever be. 3 months later, Oma got a job at a big company in Lagos. The salary was more money than Mama Oma had ever seen in one place.
Mama, I got the job. Lagos, Mama, I made it. Ah, my daughter, see what God has done. I knew it. I always knew it.
Mama Oma danced around her small room alone that night. She told every neighbor. She bought a small bottle of malt and celebrated by herself. She believed things would finally change. She believed this was going to be the beginning of her own rest. But Lagos swallowed Oma fast. New office, new apartments, new friends who had never seen a market store in their lives. And then Richard.
You are different from every woman in this room. I noticed you the moment you walked in.
You say that to everyone.
I mean it only to you.
Richard was everything Lagos promised. Wealthy, smooth, confident. He drove car that cost more than Mama Oma's entire life earnings, and Oma failed. With Richard came a new version of Oma. Her wardrobe changed, her address changed, her whole story changed.
Baby, tell me about your family.
My mother, she runs a small agricultural business in Onitsha.
Nice, so she's an entrepreneur.
Something like that.
Agricultural business, entrepreneur. Not a woman who woke up at 5 every morning to sell tomatoes so her daughter could eat. Not a woman who sold her dead husband's watch for textbook. Not a woman who borrowed money from neighbors month after month just to keep the fees paid. Just agricultural business. Back in Lagos, my mama was getting weaker. years of carrying heavy baskets, years of standing under the hot sun, years of skipping meals so the money could reach. One morning, she woke up and could not lift her right arm properly. She ignored it. The next week, a headache came that lasted 4 days. She tied a cloth around her head and went to the market.
Mama, go and rest. The market will still be here tomorrow. If I rest, who will pay the rent?
There was no answer to that question because the person who should have been the answer was in Lagos, redecorating her new apartment with a man who didn't even know her mother's real name. One evening, Mama Oma collapsed in the market.
Mama Oma, somebody help! Bring water! Ah, it hurts! Help is coming!
Just like that. No warning. One moment she was arranging her tomatoes, the next she was on the ground. Neighbors carried her to a small clinic nearby. The doctor looked serious.
She's exhausted. Her blood pressure is very high. She needs rest and proper treatment. Who is your family?
She has a daughter in Lagos.
Call her. This woman needs someone with her.
The neighbor picked up Mama Oma's phone with shaky hands and found Oma's number. It rang.
Hello? Oma, it's Mama Chioma. Your mother collapsed in the market today. She is in the clinic. Collapsed. Is she okay now? She is stable, but she needs you to come. She needs money for treatment. Okay, let me see what I can do. I'll call back.
She did not call back that night. 3 days passed. Mama Oma lay in that clinic bed, surrounded by strangers who showed her more kindness than her own daughter had shown in months. On the 4th day, Oma sent money. Not enough, but something. There was no call with it, just a transfer notification. Mama Oma looked at the notification on her phone for a long time. Then she put the phone face down on the bed.
Thank you, God. At least she remembered.
At least she remembered. That was what it had come to. A mother thanking God that her daughter, the one she sacrificed everything for, had at least remembered she existed. And somewhere in Lagos, that same daughter was laughing at a rooftop dinner with a man who called her his queen, completely unaware that the real queen of her life was lying in a clinic bed, alone, thanking God for a bank transfer.
Mama Oma, you don't look well. When did you last eat? This morning. What did you eat? Water and bread.
Water and bread? This is a woman whose daughter is eating at rooftop restaurant in Lagos every weekend. Yet her mother, the woman who sold her dead husband's watch for textbook, is surviving on water and bread. Today, she had made a decision. She's going to Lagos to find her daughter. And what happens next will break your heart completely.
Before we proceed, you haven't subscribed yet. I want you to go and hit that subscription button so you'll be among the first person to see the most amazing videos we'll drop here every day. So do it to subscribe now. It's not paid, it's free. Thank you so much and let's go.
It had been 4 months since the clinic. Mama Oma never fully recovered. Her body was weaker, her steps were slower, but the rent was due again, and the market did not care about her health, so she went back. Every morning she dragged herself to that store. Some days she sold well, most days she didn't. The customer could see something was different about her. The loud voice was getting quieter. The bright smile took effort.
Mama, have you heard from Oma? She sent something last month. She hasn't called? She is busy. Lagos is not easy.
She was still defending her, still making excuses. Even after her own body was failing her, her heart would not allow her mouth to say a bad word about her daughter. That kind of love is not normal. That kind of love is almost painful to watch. One evening, she tried one more time. She sat on the edge of her bed and called Oma's number. It rang and rang. Then something different. The call did not just ring out, it cut. Immediately, like someone pressed a button to reject it. Mama Oma pulled the phone from her ear and stared at it. She sat there for a long time, holding that phone. Not crying, just sitting. The way someone sits when something they refuse to believe has finally become impossible to deny. Her daughter was not busy. Her daughter was rejecting her calls. That night, Mama Oma made a decision. She would go to Lagos. She would find Oma's office. Mama Chioma had the address from when Oma first moved. She would go there and stand in front of her daughter. Because surely, Seeing her mother's condition with her own eyes would wake something up inside her. Surely.
Mama, are you sure about this? Lagos is far.
I have to go. She is my daughter. If I see her face to face, she will remember who I am to her.
What if she
won't? I carry that girl on my back. She will remember.
Mama Chioma said nothing more. She pressed some money into my mama's hand for transport and watched her walk down the road with a small bag. The bus ride to Lagos took 7 hours. My mama sat by the window the whole way. She did not sleep. She just watched the road passing, thinking, praying, reacting what she would say when she see her daughter's face. By the time the bus arrived in Lagos, her legs were swollen. Her back was aching. She had not eaten since morning. She took a tricycle to the address. When she arrived and looked up at the building, she stopped walking. It was massive. Glass walls from the floor to ceiling. A security desk at the entrance. Employees moving in and out in sharp clean clothes, carrying laptop, talking on phones. The reception area was cold with air conditioning. The receptionist looked up at her with barely hidden surprise.
Good afternoon. Can I help you?
Yes, please. I am looking for Oma. She works here.
Full name? Sochimadu Okonkwo. She is my daughter.
Yes, she's on the second floor.
The receptionist typed something, then picked up a desk call and spoke quietly into it. My mama stood at the desk and waited. A few minutes passed. Then she heard heels clicking the marble floor. She looked up, and there was Oma. For 1 full second, their eyes met. My mama's face broke open with relief. Her whole body relaxed like a weight had been lifted. My mama shouted, "Oma!" But Oma's face did the opposite. She saw her mother, the head wrap, the Ankara wrapper, the worn slippers, the tiredness carved into every line of her face, and her expression changed, hardened, panicked. Behind her, 3 colleagues had followed her out, curious. Oma strengthened her blazer.
I'm sorry. Can I help you?
Oma, it's me. It's your mother.
I think you have the wrong person. I don't know you.
The words hit like something physical.
Oma, please, look at me. It's Mama. I came all the way from Onitsha. I took a 7-hour bus. Oma, I'm sick. I need security. Please help this woman find a way out. She has the wrong office.
Ma'am, you need to leave now.
The security guard took her by the arms, gently but firmly, and walked her towards the exit. The entire reception area had gone silent. Every employee watching. Oma turned around without looking back and walked towards the elevator. Her colleagues followed, murmuring quietly. The glass door slid open and my mama was outside. She stood on that pavement outside that building. The Lagos sun hit her face. The noise of the street came rushing back, and then something broke inside her, not slowly, all at once. She pressed back against the wall of the building and slid down until she was sitting on the pavement, and she cried, not quietly, not with dignity. Cried the way a person cries when the last thing they were holding on to is gone. She looked up at that glass building one last time. Then she turned around and walked away. Not with anger, not with strength, just with the quiet, heavy step of a woman who finally understood that the person she walked 7 hours and crossed a state for was gone, not dead, just gone. And sometimes that is worst.
What happened? She said she doesn't know me. She looked me in the eye, Chioma, my own daughter, and she said she doesn't know me.
Then silence. Not the kind of silence of someone who didn't hear. The silence of someone who heard everything and felt the ground disappear beneath their feet. After Lagos, Mama Oma went back to Onitsha. What else could she do? She had no one in Lagos, no daughter, no help, nothing. She took the same 7-hour bus back, sat by the same window, and watched the same road passing. Except this time, there was nothing left to react, nothing left to hope for. She arrived home, entered her small room, put down her bag, and sat at the edge of her bed. Mama Chioma came in quickly and sat beside her. Neither of them spoke for a long time.
What happened? She said she doesn't know me. She looked me in the eye, Chioma, my own daughter, and she said she doesn't know me.
Mama Chioma reached over and held her hands, and Mama Oma, for the second time in 2 days, cried. The weeks that followed were the quietest of Mama Oma's life. She still went to the market, still arranged her tomatoes, still called out to customers, but something inside her had gone quiet in a way that didn't come back. Neighbors noticed it, customers noticed it, even the women at the next door noticed it. Market women will ask her, "Mama Oma, you haven't laughed in weeks." She will always reply, "I'm fine, just tired." She was more than tired. Months passed, her health, which had never fully recovered since the clinic, began to go down faster. The headache came back. The weakness in her legs got worse. Some mornings, she could barely stand long enough to tie her wrapper, but she kept going. Because stopping meant thinking, and thinking meant remembering, and remembering meant that glass building, that lobby, those words, "I don't know you." One morning, Mama Chioma came to her door and knocked. No answer. She knocked again. Still nothing. She pushed the door open widely and she screamed, "Mama Oma!" She was lying on her bed, still fully dressed in her everyday wrapper, like she had been trying to get up and couldn't. Her face was peaceful. Her hands were folded on the small wooden table beside her bed. Her phone. And on the screen, the last thing she had done before she closed her eyes, she had dialed Oma's number. The call had never gone through. Mama Chioma stood in that doorway for a long time, then picked up that phone and called Oma herself. In Lagos, Oma's life had continued moving fast. Richard had proposed. There was a ring on her finger. There were wedding plans on a board in the apartment. She was at a lunch meeting when her phone rang. Unknown number. She almost didn't pick it.
Oma, your mother is gone. What do you mean gone? Gone where? She died, Oma, 3 days ago. We buried her yesterday.
The restaurant noise continued around her. Oma sat completely still.
She's buried already? Yes, my daughter. She is gone.
Her number was not going through because she had blocked her mother's number and Mama Chioma's number and every number connected to Onitsha. She had blocked them all. That when her mother took her last breath and reached for her phone to call her for one final time, the call never went through. Oma put the phone down on the table. She sat there in that restaurant, surrounded by people, music, food, the smell of expensive perfumes and good wine, and she had never felt so alone in her entire life. She traveled to Onitsha the next day. The house felt smaller than she remembered. The walls more folded, the ceiling lowered. She stood in the doorway of her mother's room for a long time. The one clothes, the one bed, the small wooden table, the kerosene lamp on the shelf, the single window with a tiny curtain. This was where her mother had lived. This was where her mother had planned her future. This was where her mother had counted money by lamplight so that Oma could eat and study and grow. And this was where her mother had died, alone, fully dressed, phone in her hand, trying to reach a daughter who had blocked her number. Oma's need gave away. She sat on the floor of that small room and cried in a way she had never cried before. The weeks that followed dismantled everything. Richard, it turned out, was not who he said he was. His words unraveled in an investigation. Accounts frozen, property seized. The ring on her finger suddenly meant nothing. Her colleagues distanced themselves. Her lifestyle collapsed. She had nothing. No mother, no relationship, no home. The first morning Oma went to the market, she wore one of her mother's wrapper. It was loose on her. Her mother had been broader, stronger, built by years of carrying weight. She set up the store the way she had watched her mother do 100 times as a child and sat down behind the store. The market noise came alive around her. Other traders calling out, customers moving through. Then, a young girl passed with her mother, hand in hand. The mother stopped at the store and asked how much for the tomatoes. Oma opened her mouth, and for a moment, her voice didn't come. Because the last person who sat in that exact spot, asking that exact questions, every single day without fail, was gone and was never coming back. Oma looked up at that mother and daughter, still hand in hand, waiting for her answer, and the tears came quietly without warning. She wiped them fast, straightened her wrapper, and answered, 500 naira. Take 2 bags, I will give you a good price. The customer smiled and moved on, and Oma sat alone beside her mother's door in her mother's wrapper, selling her mother's tomatoes, finally understanding, too late, far too late, exactly what her mother had been worth. Some debts cannot be replaced. Some people cannot be replaced. And so goodbyes happen before you even know you are seeing them. If you watched this video to this point, please do wait to subscribe, like, and drop your comments in the comment section. What do you think about the story? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. Thank you.